Imagine building a team from the ground up. Training them. Leading them. Turning them into the most efficient unit in the entire company, only to have a toxic boss swoop in, steal credit, deny you what you earned, and try to crush everything you built. That's exactly what happened to me. But instead of letting her win, I walked away with my dignity, and she ended up burning her own empire to the ground. If you've ever had a boss who underestimated you, who disrespected you, or tried to take advantage of your hard work, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around, because this is one of the most satisfying revenge stories you'll hear today. The setup, from nobody to leader. 7 years ago, I started at a university finance department. Just a small, data entry cog in a massive machine. But I wasn't content staying at the bottom. Bit by bit, I learned everything. Processes, systems, workarounds. And when the department restructured, I climbed, fast. Suddenly, I was leading a team. And you know what? We thrived. We became the most efficient group in the department. While other teams struggled, mine ran like a well-oiled machine. I wasn't some tyrant manager barking orders. I actually cared about my people. I never forced overtime unless it was urgent. I gave them space to grow, trusted their skills, and made sure their voices mattered. And it worked. Our ideas became so successful, other teams adopted them. Eventually, the entire department was using the system we created. My team didn't just do their jobs, we were shaping the future of the university's finance operations. But success, as always, paints a target on your back. The first red flags, unpaid work and broken promises. As our reputation grew, so did the demands. Manage another team. Implement new automation software. Train literally the entire department to use it. Convert hundreds of outdated paper forms into digital ones. And I did it all, while preparing for the birth of my first child. But here's the kicker, no extra pay. No new staff. Just me and my exhausted team holding the department together. Still, I finished everything before my leave. And right before I left, management promised us a bonus for delivering that massive project. $6,000 split between 3 of us. Not life-changing, but it was recognition. Except, that bonus never came. Because right as I went on leave, COVID hit. The CFO quit. And his temporary replacement, let's call her EB, slid into power. At first, it was supposed to be 6 months. But thanks to pandemic hiring freezes, EB wiggled her way into the role permanently. No competition. No oversight. Just installed as CFO. And from that moment, everything changed. The villain emerges, EB the tyrant. Where my old boss AW was supportive, EB was the opposite. She was power-hungry. Manipulative. Dismissive. The kind of manager who loved reminding people she was the smartest in the room, except she wasn't. I came back from leave to find EB undermining AW constantly, blocking projects, and stalling restructuring decisions just to make employees quit on their own. It was all about saving money on redundancies. She didn't care about people. She didn't care about processes. She only cared about protecting herself and her inflated salary. But I kept my head down. I told myself, play it smart. Observe. Wait. Because I could see where this was going. The breaking point, lies, gaslighting, and betrayal. Months dragged on. Talented people started leaving in frustration. And finally, EB announced the restructure. Except it wasn't fair. It wasn't balanced. Entire departments with her friends got more staff and pay increases, while mine, the most efficient unit, was gutted. I called her out. Gave her data. Showed her that the numbers didn't add up. Suggested moving staff between teams to balance workloads. She pretended to listen. Even asked me to draw up visuals since she was a visual learner. But when we got to the meeting, she bulldozed us. Talked over everyone. Lied about her reasoning. Dismissed months of analysis with a wave of her hand. That was the moment. The exact second I realized I wasn't valued here. I never would be. And I made my choice. The revenge, walking away loudly. I got my redundancy letter. And instead of sulking quietly, I went on the offensive. I emailed EB, CCing HR, asking for higher redundancy pay. Pointing out all the unpaid extra work I'd done. Reminding her of the bonus we were promised. She brushed me off. Said she didn't know about the bonus. Said everything had to be consistent. So I hit back with my final email. Here's my signed redundancy acceptance. Just so you know, it's because of you, your refusal to compromise, and the toxic culture you've created.
Then, I started talking. To everyone. Colleagues. Accountants. Managers. I told them about the job market.
The payouts. The way EB ignored us.
The way she lied. And the dominoes started falling. One manager quit. Then another. 4 accountants resigned. 2 of my staff walked away.
And then, an entire team, fed up with EB's lies, quit in protest.
In total, EB wanted to cut 14 positions.
Instead, over 20 people left, including the ones she desperately needed.
The fallout, her empire burns. EB thought she was clever.
Thought she'd starve people out and keep her favorites safe. But her arrogance destroyed her. Critical roles were left empty.
No handovers.
Compliance risks everywhere.
The automation project? Dead in the water. The role she had in mind for me?
Vacant for months.
Her department was crippled. Meanwhile, me? I walked straight into a better job. Higher pay.
Less stress. Plus, I took 2 months off just to breathe, spend time with family, and actually enjoy life. And every time I thought about EB, scrambling to hold her crumbling department together, I smiled.
She wanted to cut 14 jobs. Instead, she lost more than 20. She wanted to crush me.
Instead, I walked away with freedom, money, and a better job.
And she?
She's still drowning in the mess she created. The truth is, I loved that place. I gave it my all for 7 years. But sometimes, no matter how much you care, toxic leadership poisons everything. And the only real revenge is walking away stronger than ever while their empire burns without you. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell us in the comments, have you ever had a boss so bad you wanted to burn it all down? And of course, subscribe for more stories of betrayal, karma, and the sweetest revenge.